Hi everyone, we are the 6th of January 2022. Happy New Year. A couple of months ago, I did a demo with a French colleague on one of the things that Capsule do great, which is the redundancy of your complete video surveillance subsystems from one physical server to another server thanks to our virtualization system. So I promised you that time that I will do an English version of it. So I took this opportunity to redo the same demo, or pretty much the same demo, but using this time Milestone XProtect 2021 R2, the latest available version at date. So let's take a look together and let me comment in real time this demo. So the left side of the screen is representing the primary server, and the right side of the screen is representing the secondary server. So that's what you see on the screen is the GUI that we use to manage CapsOS on the server. So we configure three VM here. One is the management server of XProtect Milestone. The second one is a recording server. And the third one is Caps Mirror, which is an in-house VM used for handling the redundancy between the two servers. So on the right server, which is a secondary server, the VM are not running. However, we'll see with this command, capsvm cluster ctl, that the data of the management servers and the recording servers are mirrored between the two servers. So that mirror is up to date. If we run the management client, we will see that we configured here up to 25 cameras, just for the example, which are virtual cameras using the stable FPS milestone tool. So these are recording on the recording server, which is VM2, and using the storage provided by the Caps Mirror. So we will use IPMI, which is a tool similar to IDRAC or ELO on HP, but that's for Supermicro. IPMI will allow us to simulate a power outage similar to pulling out the cable from the server. We will run the logs for Caps VM failover service on the right side. And to make our tests a little bit more complicated, let's write some data in the text file that we will save on the management server. We save it on the desktop, write some text in it. Save it. As mentioned earlier, the recording server is recording on the drive E, which is provided by the Caps Mirror. So it's completely transparent for the operator or for Milestone, by the way. So all of this redundancy is really managed by CapsOS underneath. Now let's simulate now our power outage, power of server immediate, which will have for immediate effect to crash the primary server. What we expect on the secondary server on the right side is the starting sequence of the virtual machine that we want them to take over the very same virtual machine that we're running on the primary server. So the recording server is now here. So now we can check that the Milestone XProtect recording services is starting properly. Yeah, so I'll right click on the tray icon, The status indicates that the service is started and the database is repairing. By now, the management server should be rebooted as well. So we can check from the management server client that the communication with the recording server is working properly and that all the cameras are recording as expected. Opening up that text file just showed the text that we just write on the primary server. We will update it later on and see if the data is replicated properly on the first server whenever it will be started again. Here we are, the recording server is recording properly. So we have a successful failover at that stage with no manipulation whatsoever, completely automated. So let's write something here. So the expected result will be to have this modification in the file to be visible from the primary server whenever it's rebooted. Let's close that file. The repo on the server in parallel. So from there we can monitor what's going on and if at which point the server will be visible. We can use also the IKVM on the IPMI, which allow us to have some visibility on the boot sequence of the server itself. It's a very interesting tools which is available on capsule servers with no extra licenses. I would definitively encourage everyone to have something like this. Why? It's because you can basically really operate your server like if you have a keyboard and mouse and a monitor connected to it, but you can do that remotely. So you can be hundreds of kilometers away from your server and do exactly the same physical operation that if you are in the data center yourself. Alright, so we check so long on the caps mirror of the secondary server what will be the status of the mirroring between the two servers. So obviously we expect the mirror to be broken, which is normal. So we are in degraded mode, not rebuilding for now. Okay, the boot of the server is almost finished now. Yes, so both servers can see each other. I will be able to reconnect to the web GUI really soon. So for now, both of the VMs are still running on the secondary server. Okay, let's reconnect to the web GUI. We need to authenticate again. Let's do root. So yeah, so the expected result is once the synchronization between the secondary server to the primary server is done, then the VM will restart in sequence on the primary server. Here we go. You see on the right screen, it switched off. Now on the left screen, so on the primary server, the VM is starting again. So from here, I will check that whatever I write in my text file was absolutely updated. This second line, I don't know if you remember it, it was to dash failback. Yep, here it is. So I'm happy with that. Well, the data is not yet resynchronized the other way around for the recording server, but it doesn't matter. It's running somewhere, so I will be able to access it or to connect to it and see that there is some form of communication between the management servers and recording servers by running the management clients. Oh, I can see that the other cat's mirror is now there. You can see that the mirror is degraded, but it's rebuilding, which is completely normal. So we are rebuilding the storage part where our footage are. The recording server is now booting on the primary server. I mean, here we are. So services will follow shortly. And here we are. Let's check that the service is there up and running. Right click on the tray icon. Yes, successfully started. So yeah, okay, we can see that now it's repairing the database. We should be right. Perfect. Well, the failback is now finished. I am now done with that quick demo that demonstrated you a complete failover and failback of two VMs, including the recordings, which are mirrored between the two servers. I hope you enjoy this video, and I encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive updates about capsule technologies and capsules in general. Thank you for watching.